Operation Fortune is another one that's going to be in theaters. We did have the ability to watch this at home.
Ruse de Guerre.
And I thought, I told Zach this was coming out on Netflix in January. He's like, bro, no, it's not. Then he tells me it's coming out in February. I'm like, bro, how is it coming out in February? It's out this Friday. We got to see a little bit early of it. And it is the new Guy Ritchie movie. What'd you think about it?
You know, Guy Ritchie is a filmmaker that I've enjoyed quite a bit in the past, particularly with films like Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I think he's got this real ability to do these kind of sprawling action crime thrillers with interesting characters and a good sense of humor. I feel like Matthew Vaughn came along and kind of like took his vibe and tried to turn it into like this big studio product. And like ever since then, Guy Ritchie has also been making what feels like Matthew Vaughn movies, even though he's the dude who kind of was there first. He hasn't quite hit. He hasn't quite hit that old magic. I know a lot of people really like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm not as big on that one or Rock and Rolla. I do think that this one has moments where you can feel that old Guy Ritchie kind of patter. Aubrey Plaza particularly is somebody who's really well suited to doing that kind of like wry, ironic kind of line delivery opposite Jason Statham. I think they do have some fun moments. My thing here with Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, aside from the title being like incomprehensible mishmash that I can't remember 5 seconds after I read it, is that I don't think he does a very good job of setting this one up. I think for the entire first hour of the movie, I was like, these are some cool scenes. There's some interesting sort of like action. I don't really know who it's servicing, why it's happening. Like there's a whole, there's a MacGuffin around the movie that is being stolen and sold off to this big weapons dealer. And they don't even reveal what the MacGuffin is until more than halfway through, which fine. That's kind of a classic sort of like mystery thing. But if you don't know what everybody's chasing and you don't know whether or not it's important and you don't even really know like who everybody is and why they're working together, it's just a little bit hard to get invested. Once you get past that and you kind of are in the mission and kind of part of the team experiencing the banter, I thought it gets to a kind of fun place by the end. I enjoyed a lot of moments, and I think Hugh Grant comes in and gives a really fun performance as this sort of like horny arms dealer, like Austin Powers meets Lord of War or something like that.
He was having fun.
Yeah. But it is kind of like an unfinished movie in some senses. It doesn't really feel polished. It feels a little second drafty. And it's a shame because I do think they could have elevated this one because there's pieces that work.
You are right. Not only am I going to double up what you said about them not telling you about what the MacGuffin is, Jason Statham will do a fight scene and they won't tell you what the fight scene is till later. Like, he's still cool. He's a badass. But, like, he just looks at someone and you cut to the next scene. They're like, what happened? And then they show you there that he punched. And I'm like, why didn't you show it to me when you landed it? And then they still show you part of that fight 15 minutes later. I'm like, why are y'all nest-dolling
It's unnecessarily
your movie?
Choppy.
Why? And then, look, my second one would be, shout out Aubrey Plaza. There's one scene that I did not understand what was happening. They like cut to her and it's a sex line, and I did not understand the edit, and it's stuck in my brain, so I guess it's effective. I thought it was a mistake. It's so awkward. It
feels like it.
It cuts to the next scene right after they say it, and I'm just going to end this by saying I agree with you 100%. I thought they sent us a work in progress. There is something in the movie that is missing. It feels like they forgot the movie magic that you sprinkle over. It feels like they're walking on a set. I swear I can hear the cameraman walking with them down whatever street that they're in. There's something missing in the punches. And it just doesn't feel complete. You are 100% right in that. And I don't know what it is. It's like when you're in college and you turn in your movie, you're like, I forgot something. You drop the blank bars. I don't know what that last piece is. But maybe they finish it by March 3rd. To me, stay at home for this one. Aubrey's cool. Yeah. Jason's always cool. But it's a rent it for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain type of person who really vibes with this type of movie. And if you are, then like do it, rent it, maybe go out to the theater and see it. For the rest of us who only tends to check out these kind of films when they're well received or supposed to be pretty good, you can probably wait until this one hits streaming.
Do you see he's doing a lot of Disney? I don't like that. I'm tired of that, dude. He'll make like
Yeah.
Wrath of Man, super crazy after Aladdin, and then he'll make this
He's
one,
just-
whatever it is, and then Hercules.
Yeah, I've never found his style to be well suited for that kind of movie, but
No,
I
get
guess
your
we all
money. They're doing
grow
the
up
Peter
in
Pan
some
one
way,
too with
yeah.
what's his name. So, well, that's 2 stay homes from us so far for Cocaine Bear, for Operation
Yeah.
Fortune. You know, we're leaning renteds on them, so it's not the worst stay homes.